So I had my gastric bypass on the NHS 10 weeks ago, and this is my 10-week update. Can't quite believe it's been 10 weeks already. I feel like it's just flown by. But this week has been pretty good, to be fair. There was a couple of days where I was not so good, and I'll talk about that. But for the most part, it's been good. I've been doing a lot of walking this week, especially yesterday. Went to the zoo for the day, so I was walking all day. And I've cut right back on my snacks because I mentioned in my last one that I was snacking too much, so I've cut right back, and it's definitely made a difference. So the bad points I'll start with. This week there was a couple of days where I was really unwell. It started off where I was getting insane cramping on my left side, sort of like where my left ovary is. It's sort of like period pains, but really, really bad. And it was like going all the left side of my back, and that was making me feel really sick. But then the cramps were sort of easing off a little bit, but the sickness stayed in full force. Like, I was so nauseous, and I would have been sick. Well, my body was trying to be sick, but nothing was coming out. Like, I felt like I was being sick. Like, my body was like moving as if I was being sick. I physically felt like I was being sick, but nothing was actually coming out. It was like dry, sort of dry heaving, and that lasted 2 days. And the moral of the story is, make sure you're taking your meds. Obviously I know how important it is to be taking your meds, and I know that I'll be on them for the rest of my life. And I know it was stupid to miss them, but I've had so much going on this week. It's been both of my son's birthdays this week, and we've been going non-stop. So there was a couple of days that I missed my tablets. It happens. It is what it is. But I didn't realise how quickly you will get ill if you do not take your tablets. And so there was a couple of days in a row that I missed my tablets, and then I was so poorly. I didn't want to stand up because I was in like so much pain from this cramping. I don't know whether that's connected, or I've got no idea, but I felt so unwell, and my body was trying to be sick, but nothing was coming out, and I didn't want to eat anything, and I was really, really poorly. And then I didn't think in my mind that it had anything to do with the tablets, because it had only been 2 days that I'd missed. So I was like, I really don't want to ring the hospital. They're going to make me go in. I'm not missing my son's birthday. So I sort of suffered through it. And then I realised that I'd forgotten 2 days of my tablets. And I was like, maybe that could have caused it. So I went straight back on my tablets. And within a day or so, I was feeling better. So I don't know, it could be coincidence, or it could be the fact that it was that, but I didn't realise how poorly and how quickly it would happen with not taking tablets. So moral of the story, take those meds. But yeah, that's the only bad thing that's happened this week, is that being ill. The rest of the time has been really good. As I said, I've been walking around, I've been snacking less, I've been feeling better in myself, and I've noticed that my self-confidence has gone up, because before surgery, to be quite honest, my confidence was rock bottom. I had no self-esteem. I couldn't even look in the mirror without, makes me feel emotional talking about it. I couldn't even look in the mirror without crying and feeling disgusted in myself. And that's the reality of how bad it can get. But I've noticed that my confidence has gone up, and that is amazing to me. I feel better in myself. Like, I feel more comfortable in my body. I feel comfortable in my clothes. Like, I've noticed that I can walk further without being in pain. Like yesterday when we went to the zoo, before surgery I would have had to take a lot of breaks, and just standing still I would have been in agony with my back and my hips and my ankles and my feet. And I noticed yesterday I did have to take a couple of breaks, but that was due to I was it was sort of aching in my abdomen from obviously the surgery, because I've done light walking but nothing excessive, and I was walking around all day yesterday, so I felt sort of uncomfortable in my abdomen, so I did have to take a couple of breaks. But other than that, I was doing really well. Like my back and hips were okay, and my feet were, even though they were hurting because I was walking around so much, it was nowhere near what it used to be. And I felt like comfortable walking, and I haven't felt like that. I can't even remember how long ago, because I've been big since I was a teenager. So that was amazing. I felt really good. The only issue with it was quite hot, and I noticed that there was quite a few times where I felt quite unsteady on my feet. I sort of felt a little bit lightheaded. I felt quite sick, and I think that's just because obviously we can't eat as much as the average person, and so and also after a bypass your body doesn't take in the same amount of nutrients as it's supposed to, so that's why we rely so heavily on medication. And so I did start to feel quite poorly because I was exerting a lot of energy and it was really hot. So yeah, but other than that, it was an amazing day, and this week's been really good. So I just want to say my weight. Oh, I wrote it on an envelope. My notebook's downstairs. So this week I have lost 3.9 kilograms, and that is equivalent to 8.5 pounds. So compared to the last couple of weeks, it's been amazing, because not last week but the week before I had maintained, and then last week I actually gained because I was just not making good choices with my food, and I completely take responsibility for that. But this week I have been more mindful of it and tried to eat better. I've completely cut down on my snacking, and obviously doing more walking as well has definitely helped. So decent loss this week, quite a lot compared to the last couple of weeks. At this stage my weight is going to be up and down. Even though it has been 10 weeks, it has only been 10 weeks as well, and it takes a long time for your body to settle. It's still trying to get used to this whole new life, and so my weight's going to be up and down. I'm not too concerned, but I'm glad that the choices I'm making now are paying off, so that's really good. So yeah, this week been a good week, couple of slips, but I guess that was my fault as well. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and give my 10-week update, and I will see you for my next video.